Welcome to Behind the Screen. With me, Robert Hartley. I am the GM, or Games Master, for this lovely chaotic group, Viva La Dirt League, and I'll be taking you through a few of the epic or crucial moments in the campaign so far. So come with us on the journey and learn a little bit about what's going on behind here. In episode 30, Barradoon and the Dickheads, stuck in the Dead Frost, met with Master Padrick, and he promised to get them back to Azurim if they helped him with some tasks. Now, he, in the name of political campaigning, wanted to spread his good name around the 10.5 towns, and he had 6 tasks remaining. Rimming, with fishermen going missing, Jin Shandy, who had lost a shipment of iron from the mines, a series of unexplained murders around miscellaneous towns, Dugan's Shaft, with their monthly sacrifice going missing, Westhaven, with their problems of a wizard, and Argos, putting together a mob of strong folk. Now, the guys, when we first started playing, specifically asked me to run a bit of a railroad campaign, a specific call to action at any particular point. This was my attempt to kind of test the waters on that, to see if that's still the direction they wanted to take it, or whether they wanted a genuine choice that mattered.
Can we have a moment to confer?
Of course.
Right.
Okay.
We've come to a decision.
Rimming, Dugan's Shaft,
And Westhaven.
But what if they'd chosen the other 3?
1, 2, 3, adventure! All right, let's go!
Firstly, these towns were all based on my adaptations of the actual 10.5 towns of the sponsored content that we were doing at the time, Rime of the Frost Maiden. And one of the starter quests in that module is to track down a serial killer who is working for Auril. So had they taken that quest, they would have been given a similar task. But if they'd taken that quest, they would have discovered, and here's a little secret for you, the killer in question was an undead, and he was connected to another member of the Order of the Weave. So if they hadn't met Master Yaris Goldhorn, they would have instead started to hear a story of another member of the Order of the Weave. If they'd have gone to Jin Shandy, that whole quest was about exploring how dangerous the wilderness can be in the Rime of the Frost Maiden, and how it can be just as dangerous, or more so, than a combat. It would have been about survival, trying to search in the blizzards and snow for a particular item, and if they'd succeeded, they would have been rewarded with weapon upgrades and armor upgrades using the iron ingots that they salvaged for the town. There was also a chance with Jin Shandy for a tie-in to Bodger's blacksmithing and his family's ties to the area.
Wow! Huh. Oh, that's impressive!
I've been working at it for a long time, so... And finally, of course, if they had visited Argos, they would have been recruited into a lynch mob. And doing so, they would have arrived outside of a particular cabin, and unless all of them rolled very poorly on intelligence checks, they would have realized that they were back at Dirk's place, and the lynch mob was here to kill Dirk Kiagaberg for his monstrous werebear form. It would have then been down to them to decide whether they get involved on either side of the battle, and there would have basically just been a moral dilemma given to them for them to decide on. Going to Argos was actually, not that they knew it, the only chance of saving Dirk at this point. So, one tip for Dungeon Masters is often talked about as the illusion of choice, where you give them path A or path B, but secretly both of them lead to destination C.
We made a decision as a team, as a group. We made a call.
No. What are you talking about?
I distinctly remember saying...
And they think they're making choices when it doesn't really matter. You're kind of secretly railroading them. Don't be afraid to actually come up with genuine different paths and allow your players to decide for themselves which ones sound most interesting to them.
I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, as long as I get to kill something,
I'm sure you will.
After all, they can always go back and try those other quests later, but when they do, they might find that the other quests have been hanged from a tree. Just as an example.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember, vote for Master Padrick. He's the one that got us to do this for you.
So go back and rewatch that episode now, decide which one you would have chosen in the time, and, if I'd have given them all of this information, which ones you think they would have chosen in the moment. And I'll see you next time on Behind the Screen.
If you want to see more of that stuff that we make, we love it. Check it out, it's over there. Subscribe down there. What's up?